So today's not going to be exactly a review. I mean, I'll be showing things and you could kind of like think that it's like an assessment, but basically what's where I've been at mentally lately is that I'm either normal, stable, or I'm like a little hypomanic, and then there's the worry that I might become manic. So basically, I have a lot of energy, and then we're trying to figure out like ways for me to just spend that energy, and like arts and crafts is a really good way to do that. And basically, the arts and crafts I've been doing lately are kind of like creating accessories, like necklaces, earrings, and yeah, just like those two. And I kind of like want to show the stuff I made mostly yesterday. Like yesterday, I got a lot of stuff. I went out with my parents in the morning, in downtown. I got a lot of supplies, and then I made a lot of things, and I'm really excited. I'm really happy with everything, how everything turned out, because I feel like sometimes you doing these things, like it requires a level of creativity for it not to be like just the most straightforward kind of like boring thing that it can be. So now before I start with stuff I made yesterday, and this week I want to show some stuff that I already have, but I painted them like the new color, so they're kind of new. And I have these earrings that they should be kind of like silver, and I painted them purple. I always like having this particular shade of purple because I have shoes this color, and I also have like makeup pencil that's also this color, and I like kind of like coordinating everything together. And like my other the earrings that previously were my purple ones, I made a bit of a mess with that, but like this one's first. So like now this is going to be my official purple earrings, so I'm gonna be getting way more use from them than when they were silver, which is pretty great because I've been looking at some of the stuff I have and I'm like, I'm not using this to the fullest potential. There's a lot of stuff there that's like just taking up space, and like these little changes can really mean that I'll be using it more. The other one is like my cowboy earrings. They were kind of like this golden color, and now I just painted them blue. I think this is a color that I'm gonna use more than golden, but also because like I already have like some golden things that are actually golden, not just painted. So this will change. And then the one that didn't quite work, but the more time passes, the more I'm kind of like okay with it, is this one. This one, it was green in the back and purple in the front, and then I wore it like either way. I don't know if like the spray paints I'm using is like having issues, because I feel like it is not catching as much, or maybe because there's already like one layer. When you have wood and you paint on wood, it kind of like absorbs, and then you paint on top of paint, and then it doesn't absorb as well. But yeah, so I was trying to paint this yellow because I have a new necklace that I'm just gonna show, and also spray painted the sandals I had has yellow, and I'm very excited because now I can paint them whatever color I have. I have these boots, these Doc Martens, which I was pretty much doing that, and it's kind of exciting. And now I have this other, it's kind of like not so much like sandals, it's more like flip flops, but they're not exactly flip flops. I can show you. These are the ones. I painted them yellow, and I can paint them any other color I want, and that's very exciting, because it's not that I'm not like a super match person, but I do like for things to kind of like a conversation to happen between the colors I'm having. And the conversation doesn't necessarily have to mean like the same color. For example, like this is blue and this is orange, they're complementary colors, so they're kind of like talking. It's not like straightforward, but that's pretty much what I mean. So I tried to paint them yellow, but when I was kind of like rushing them, the green seeped through, and then I painted them orange, but you can see that it hasn't really taken up as well. It's like a mess, but I'm kind of like, what, this is kind of a vibe. I could use this. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. I was thinking about sanding them down, and I think that I'll be able to like actually apply a new color. These ones, they're kind of thick if you compare with like the other ones, like this is thicker, so I even if like I remove a little bit, it's okay. But yeah, so these are the earrings that I already have, and I painted them, and I'm excited. Honestly, like I really like being able to paint things, because like I can kind of like get bored of things. So like if you paint them, it's basically the same thing. You're not buying anything, but it's kind of like new, it's fresh at least. Okay, now for the earrings I made yesterday, I start with these snakes. So I found the snakes, and I mean I haven't made snakes or the things, the pieces of wood, but I did assemble them, so I'm saying that I made these earrings. But yeah, so I really like this. I like snakes. I have one tattoo in my leg, so I'm gonna like to kind of like prove that. And I really like this because this sunglasses that I have. Like I really like them, but they are kind of like hard to match sometimes because like they're already like a statement in themselves, right, in itself. So what I found is that like if I'm wearing kind of like silver earrings, I'm kind of like matching, you know, well enough, so I can wear them with whatever. This is my reasoning. But you know, more for earrings. And also like I didn't use all the supplies I got, you know, so there's more stuff coming. But yeah, so I have these horse earrings. They're golden. Usually I go to, you know, silver, but there were some cute, you know, golden things. So it's like, you know what, let me kind of like have them, particularly because I have like the yellow necklace, and I need like some more discreet, because some of my earrings, they're like really big. I need some more discreet ones, and like these are the cutest fucking things I've ever seen. I mean, there's a lot of like very cute things, but you know, this one's really cute. I have these ones that they're possibly even cuter, like so you know, this is like sea team. You have a turtle, you know, some fish and little thing here, and you know, I kind of like assembled because there's like a lot of like small pieces, and as I said, I like bigger earrings, so like having just an earring that's this, I'm not gonna really get so much use of it, but like when I get it together, this is adorable, isn't it? It's cutest. Okay, we're going to get to the bigger ones. Oh, I have like, you know, 3 earrings upstairs. 2 that I still have to assemble. I'm just, I have painted them. And the other one's like an old one, which was dark green. And now I'm gonna, you know, paint it red because I have these other earrings, but like they're this orangey red. And sometimes I want just like a, you know, like red. But yeah, so first I have this one, which is kind of a rose. And this is the color, this is MDF. And then this is the, I'm gonna leave them this color because, you know, I like it. Every single earring that I have, like I painted, but I was like, I can think of a color for this one, so I'm gonna leave them, you know, this color. I really like it. I think it's nice. Honestly, like making your own earrings, because a lot of the earrings that I buy are like $1.99, and I have some that I bought for $1.99. So like usually these ones I'm making, they're kind of a little bit more expensive because I mean it's also kind of like harder to keep track of it because I'm painting them. So like how exactly do I calculate that? But you know. They are almost like kind of like the same value. I think this was like $1.50 each, and then you have like the little things, but you know, you kind of like buy a little package with like 100 of them, and you know, so it's, once again, it is doable. You can do the math, but it's just like, why would I do that? The point is that even though it's more expensive than some of my earrings, it is still very affordable. So now I found these circles and these tiny little holes here, and I bought, you know, 8 so I can have 4 pairs of earrings. I was talking about, you know, how I historically, like, I feel like the MDF I painted, it has held up a little bit better, you know, in the sense that I feel like the paint was kind of like slipping through, and like I think from a distance you can't tell, but like when you look up close, there's a lot of like, you know, not perfect. I've been thinking about, you know, like having a second coat. It didn't really help. But I'm thinking about like maybe it kind of looks like texture, but you know, like, so each of this was like 50 cents, and so basically it's like $1 for the earrings, and I bought 4. I could have bought like more because there's so many. I have so many different colors, you know, spray paint wise. So, and I didn't have like any earrings this color, so I have this one. I have white, which once again, like I think for this you can see, but like it didn't, yeah, it's not great. I might paint it again, but the point is that I didn't really have like white earrings. I had this kind of like this bone color, this ivory color, which is great. I use it a lot, but like white, I have like this white earrings, it's white, you know, rings, and like I think it's nice. It should kind of like mesh there, because sometimes, as I said, like you don't really need, I think you can wear like multiple colors and like in or textures like in your outfit, but you need some things, you know, talking to each other. So like this could be that, you know, just earrings and the rings. I have the yellow ones because I was like, yeah, like I want yellow earrings because of the necklace I'm just gonna show, but I tried with like these ones, and the earrings is already pretty big, so like it's kind of like a statement. I did it on purpose. I think a lot of people would be like, that is too much, but sometimes I like too much, you know. But yeah, but like now I have like a standard, and it's like big but like not too big, so pretty much that. The only thing is that like they kind of like got stained in the back with green. Sometimes like, because I have like this, you know, thing, this plastic thing that it's very thick, you know, plastic that I put on top of the table so I can spray things on top of it. And usually like even though it's dry, just sometimes when you're applying, you know, like a fresh coat of paint, it kind of like absorbs and it gets wet again, so you have like this, you know, seeping through. And the last one, which is the one that didn't really work, is this that red, which I really love because I think I love red. You know, I think red is a great color. I don't even have like that many red things, but I mean, I love pink. Is my favorite color, and like pink is a variation of red, right? But you know, unfortunately, the other earring, the other part, it kind of broke into, you know, three parts. So, but I'm going to be, you know, next time I'm going downtown, I'm going to go to the same store and like see if I have more, and I'm gonna get one. But even like, oh yeah, but like the earring that I painted, because you know, as I said, there's three upstairs. Two are new, and one is like an old one that I painted red. So like I do have like a red earring. I mean, it is not like, because this is like one shade, that one is just basically like a drawing, but like it still is red. So I have that right now. And yeah, because as I said, like the green one, I liked it, I wore it a lot, but you know, sometimes you get tired of things, and I did paint, you know, because I had this one that are just two leaves, so I painted them, you know, green, and I think like it looked really nice, because I feel like I had painted it some other colors. Not that it was going to look tacky, but like I don't know, I wanted something different, basically, something a little bit more muted, and you know, dark green kind of like does that dark anything. Now that I'm done with the earrings, I'm going to show the necklaces. So this necklace, I didn't really make it yesterday, but I did make it last week with my aunt and my cousin, you know, and go to their place so we can have our arts and crafts. So this is it. From a distance, it looks fine. When you look up close, like you can see all like the hot glue that we used. But I spray painted it yellow, and I think it worked out really well, because before it was just like kind of like a lot of like, you know, plastic, this kind of like opaque white, like opaque transparent color. So yeah, it's very much yellow. It is kind of like a statement. So it is better, I guess, for it with like this earring than with, where's the other one? The other one's right there, but like it's like bigger. And also like I found that like since like this, you know, necklace is so big, some, you know, golden earrings, for example, like they work great, because they're like here, but like they're not, you know, taking up space, because you know, this is kind of like the statement piece. The other necklace I made with my cousin aunt is this one, which I love it so much. Macrame is great, and we're probably going to do more things. You know, I need more colors, because usually I buy it like in this raw color, but like I painted, so like that one that I just showed, the yellow, like was originally a raw color, but I painted yellow, and now I have like an exciting yellow necklace. And now I have this one that is, you know, very colorful, and I can use it like this or like this, and it's really nice. Like I feel like it really, like, whether something works out, like, really depends on your wardrobe and the pieces that you have. But for me, like, I think this works wonder, because you have, like, you know, like, I have a lot of pink things, but you know, like this rock color, you know, like sometimes I would take a little earring in my ring, and then, you know, I can kind of like work around with like everything else. But yeah, so now the earrings that I made yesterday all by myself, and you know, like, I'm actually really proud of myself, because as I said, I was kind of like worried that I would just create these boring things, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. So the first one, which might be my favorite, it's this one. Like, oh my god, let me just remove. I can't believe like I made this, because I can totally, like, it's not like the most unique thing ever, but like I've seen this being sold and I made this myself. You know, like, and also like this is a very somber color. I already tested like some outfits to see how it goes, and also like I'm glad that like I used like not, you know, like nylon, because like this is really heavy, but it doesn't feel that heavy on your neck. So this necklace number one, really happy with how it turned out, and really happy that like I kind of like was envisioning this as we were buying things. That one might also be like the most expensive necklace, because like the other ones, like it is, you use some rope, but I buy like a thing like this thick with rope, so, and that is not particularly expensive, you know, compared to like, I mean, when taking consideration like how much, you know, it comes. And you know, diet, I usually use I don't even know how to say this in English, but it's like a little thing that comes in this little, you know, package, and then you kind of like heat up water, and then you pour it. And now I have green, because that's going to be the next color I'm dyeing. Usually I dye things, people usually dye things black. I think I started doing this with black, but then, you know, as I said, pink, I have a lot of pink things, and you know, like for me, it's just a very neutral color almost. Yeah, so, and also like the yellow, dye yellow, and black, we still have like some black, you know, of that rope that we can make necklaces, and I'm excited about that. And you know, pink and blue you. And basically now I have this, and I have like a rope to tie, and I have like a top that is like very light gray, which is going to be like, I don't have anything this color. And it's kind of great because the other day I found like a shirt that was like this neo green that's almost this color, and honestly it was not that expensive, but I'm like trying like not to buy things because you know I'm on a stable mode. Usually I spend a lot of money when I'm like manic, so like, you know, I'm just controlling myself basically. Even with food, I'm controlling myself. So, and now I'm looking for this bottoms. I already have like two like whitish beigeish shorts, so I might, you know, dye one of them, but I'm actually looking for some other one that I can find for cheap, so I can have like green shorts. But yeah, this is the thing. And that is like $3. So, and then, I mean, there's the water that you spend doing it, but no, pretty affordable. It's I don't know, I like painting things because as I said, like I can make something that is kind of like old and I'm already tired of it, no new. Yeah, and I'm not really buying things, so it's good for pocket, it's good for environment, it's good, you know, and they're all the way around. Now the second one, which is kind of, is the most boring one, is kind of like a choker. So you know, I'm not, that's basically what I kind of like wanted. So you know, I have like now this pink choker, and you know, like I'm worried it can, you know, something that I use in wearing like very big earrings, or if I already have like too much going on, just like pink choker. Not particularly exciting, but you know, it's kind of like a basic piece. The next one I was like, I'm very excited about, it's this one, because when I bought this I was like, what am I gonna do? You know, like I want something, but like how do I make it work? And then I already bought like, you know, this beads. Let me just show you. And yeah, not stuck. Okay, so I mean, it's on top of this other necklace, so you can really see, but I really like it. And also like this, you know, in the other necklace, like they are like this earthy tones, so like they're kind of like neutral. I mean, clarity maybe doesn't work so well with like my pinks and colorful stuff, but you know, for fuck's sake. But yeah, so let me just try to remove the pink. I'm really happy. And like this two, you know, the spheres here, I already had them, and they were there. Also like something that happened with the other necklaces. I'll talk about it when I come to them. But yeah, so this one is one of like my favorite ones as well. It's stuck. Okay. Yeah. That's my dad. It was like very, very different. But you know, I like it. You know, I think I'm gonna have fun with it. Yeah. Now I get to the pink portion of the necklaces. Oh, this is the most recent one I made. Let me talk about it first. So basically, I was kind of like, I wanted like a pink necklace with like some silver in it, because you know, for example, if I'm wearing like silver earrings, it's not that, you know, like I can wear just like pink, but I would feel happier if I can kind of like combine, because you know, I have, you know, the silver here and the silver here and the silver here, you know. So that's kind of like that. So this was like the last one. So basically this little ballerina on the middle, and like this little charm here, and this little circles, which I already had. So I used a lot of like the stuff that, you know, I bought yesterday, but I was able to like reuse some of like the stuff that I already had, and that was exciting, because there's like so many things that I was, as I said, I was looking at them and I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? Like, it's not really, you know, it's not really working for me right now. So the first one is this one. This one's like a little basic, but the exciting part for me is that these three pieces, I already had them, and they were both like, you know, in this, I used this one as like earrings and necklaces, but it was kind of like done with. This one too, it was like, it was in the necklace I wasn't really using anymore. So like now I kind of combine them, and yeah, I'm really kind of like happy. I feel like the three of them like worked surprisingly well together. There is like the other necklace, so you can really see it, but yeah, I feel like this gives you like a little fun vibe. So this is the next necklace. I don't know if I'm gonna, you know, keep this, because some of this my mom was saying like, oh, you can keep this, it can be like a gift to somebody else. I mean, it's a lot of pink, which is something that I really like, but sometimes it's hard to find somebody who likes pink as much as me, and who, because I can think of like endless outfits that I can use this, you know, with my wardrobe. If I find somebody who has, you know, the same flexibility of theirs, it would be kind of something. The next one is this one, which I really like. And like these two pieces here I already had, and this here were my mom a few years back. She bought some it's kind of like a lace thing, and then she made some necklaces for me. It didn't really work out really well because basically we wanted like some distance between like the pieces, but we didn't know how to do that because like the opening is like really big, so you can really just tie a little knot to keep it in place. But yeah, so I undid the necklace, and these pieces are from there, and yeah, I really like it. It's fun. This one I think it might be one good one to gift to someone, but yeah, I really like how it turned out. They're just like some little details that made it like not so basic, and I'm really happy that I used these materials because this is some of the stuff that was like, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, do I donate this? Do I keep this? Like, because also my mom had made it for me. I didn't want to donate it because she wouldn't be offended or anything, but it's like, I guess, sentimental value. She made it for me. She took her time to make something for me, so like I really appreciated the necklace. But she was super cool. She was like, yeah, if you want to do this and use it, like, go for it, because ultimately, like, when you buy something, like, you want it to be useful for the person, right? So I just made it like closer to useful for me. So there's one. And the last one is this, which is also like a little bit more simpler, and this here, they were also from like the necklaces that it was 2 necklaces that my mom made for me. And yeah, just like a little 3 thing. I found that like it works really well with like this choker, so yeah, like this is the necklace. I don't know if I'm gonna keep all of them, but like it was very exciting making them, and it was really good for my brain. This is very therapeutic. I mean, I'm not surprised that it is, but it was really good for my head. Like, I've been kind of like all over the place, because I'm like, we're kind of like, because I was kind of normal, and then we're like, okay, am I getting manic? Because there's even more energy. I'm not really sleeping, not in like an insomnia way, in a way that like I have too much energy, and I'm not feeling, I don't feel the need to sleep, and like I wake up the next day completely, like, okay, I'm fine, I'm not tired or anything. That could be a problem. So that's pretty much the thing that my doctor said, that not to assume that like the worst is going to happen, but I do worry if I'm like on a crescent, because if I am, like that crescent leads to mania, and like that's something. But I did find that point. I found that doing these things was actually really good for my head. It got me to be physically doing something, like, because I need to at all times, at this point, I need to be doing things, so I have to be moving or doing something with my hands, and like this is that. It really worked out, and yeah, I don't know. I'm really, yesterday I did really well, like, because I was very restless, so like I was going out a lot, and I was finding things to do. And yesterday, like, we did go out in the morning to get supplies, but I spent the rest of the day just, sitting down, like, doing my little artisanal work, and that was great for, for my head. So I have like some more stuff, do a part shoot when kind of like, like I make some necklaces, because I have some ideas. I put everything away because we're going to, there's some, forms being made here, like electric wise, and then my room is pretty much the next. So tomorrow they're gonna, come here and make a mess. So I already separated like everything out of the way, so, like I don't get my stuff dirty. But after that, I'm going to go back. I have some ideas, as I said. I am struggling with some of them, like execution wise. I don't really know what to do, but a lot of these ideas, like, it's kind of like trial and error. I'm gonna figure it out. And as I said, I'm here. I'm not I'm here. So basically, I'm not out there, partaking any risky behavior. I'm not, overspending. I'm not putting myself in harm's way, basically. And that's, like, as good as it gets sometimes. So I don't know if I'm getting getting to the point where I'm hypomanic. We kind of like suspect that's the case, but we have to wait. We did change my medication like a little bit, like slightly, like half less, on the pills I was taking. But what we have to do next is just wait and see if like things, they get not necessarily worse, but like they change some way, because sometimes like things don't get worse, but like they do change, and those changes, they do highlight that something's happening, that that something's going on, and that something can maybe not be that great. So I guess that's it for today. Bye.